You guys all ready? Everyone ready? Okay. Thank you all for being here today. I'm Brad Cooper, the Johnson County Prosecutor. To my left is Sheriff Doug Cox. To his left is Megan Smither, one of my deputy prosecutors, primarily in the Narcotics Division. To my right is Kirby Cochran, Chief of the Franklin Police Department, and to his right is the Mayor of Franklin, Steve Barnett. Had a really good day today. We had officers starting about 6:30 this morning, somewhere around 150 to 200 officers from the Johnson County Sheriff's Department, the Franklin Police Department, the Edinburgh Police Department, the Greenwood Police Department, Indiana State Police, Bargersville, New Whiteland Police Department, Morgan County Sheriff, Marion County Sheriff, U.S. Marshals, Princess Lakes Police Department, and members from my office of the Johnson County Prosecutor's Office spread around this county and surrounding counties to execute what we had of 120 arrest warrants for various drug dealers here in Johnson County. The breakdown of some of those arrests were 135 counts for dealing methamphetamine, 24 counts of dealing heroin, 8 counts of dealing cocaine, and 20 counts of dealing controlled substances. So far, we've arrested 61 of the 120 that we issued the warrants for. There are still teams out serving those warrants, so it's 61 and counting. In addition to the 61 that had been arrested that we had warrants for, we came across 9 other additional individuals who were in possession of syringes or narcotics, and they were arrested also for an additional 23 charges for possession and of syringes and narcotics and some paraphernalia. Happy to report that there were no shots fired during this raid. No one was tased during this raid. And so far, we've not had a single report of anybody injured. So this has gone incredibly smoothly today, and that's a very comforting thing for all the officers that were involved. And also for the defendants. None of them were hurt or tased or anything either. So that's a credit to the teams that went out today to serve these arrest warrants. Last time we were here, I think we did 63 people, and we said that if you're going to deal drugs in Johnson County, the law enforcement in this community is going to go after you, find you, identify you, and arrest you. And we've been doing that for the past year. This has been about a year-long operation, and we've come up with 120 this time. Not all of them are from Johnson County. Some of them are from other counties that came into Johnson County to deal it. Those are our favorite ones to catch because we don't want them coming into our county, and we like to send a message out to all these drug dealers, whether they're Johnson County or Marion County or any of the surrounding counties, that you come into Johnson County to deal drugs, we're going to find you and we're going to put you in jail. I think that's pretty much a synopsis of what happened today. There's a wide range of women, men, ages. It's pretty clear that right now in Johnson County, the overwhelming number of these arrests were for methamphetamine. And if you look at the board back over here, you're going to see a lot of people that look like they've been on methamphetamine for a while, and check their ages because some of them are vastly younger than they look on that board. So, Sheriff, Chief?
First of all, I just want to thank all the officers that were involved, all the agencies that were involved. Quite a collaborative effort over a long-spanning time, as the prosecutor just mentioned. Our goal, not only in Franklin but in Johnson County, is to partner together, communicate, and collaborate and keep drugs out of the city. This sweep is just a beginning. As the prosecutor said, just keep in mind, you come to Johnson County, you come to Franklin or surrounding cities, deal drugs, sell drugs, use drugs. We're going to continue to work hard and apprehend you.
I think what it shows here today that the City of Franklin, our City Council, the Mayor's Office, we're in full support of these agencies. We're willing to spend whatever money it takes to get these drugs off our streets, keep our kids protected from drugs. Real proud of our police department, proud of all the other agencies involved, and also proud that we have a facility here that we can use to help gather all these drug dealers up. I was here early this morning and see the activities that it takes to get this done is quite amazing to me. So I just want to say thank you to all the people involved, done a great job, and thank God nobody got hurt. And we want to send that message like the prosecutor said, we don't want you in Franklin. If you're going to deal drugs, go somewhere else.
I have already gotten phone calls this morning from residents of Franklin thanking us for getting some of these drug dealers out of their neighborhood, and that's exactly what we want to hear from the neighbors, from the residents of the county. I will tell you that the narcotics units that are all involved in these drug investigations work very well together. It's not uncommon for Greenwood, Franklin, Johnson County Sheriff to be working together on these narcotics cases. That's not always been the case. Many years ago when I started in law enforcement in this county, that was not the case, but now we all work together collaboratively. So I just want to say thank you for those teams that are working together, and hopefully we'll continue to have success. Sad thing about these type of crimes is there's other crimes associated with them. These individuals may be out dealing drugs, but they're also doing other crimes a lot of times to support their habits, and it's not uncommon for us to find theft cases, forgery cases, fraud cases out of these individuals also. So the sad part about this is every one of these individuals had sold drugs to somebody not knowing actually what was in that drug. I heard a comment earlier that one of these drug dealers liked to call the people that he sold to, asking them how they liked the product that he sold. And the sad part is there may be some people that didn't answer their phone because they didn't wake up the next morning. So that's why it's important to get these individuals off the streets, because they're killing a lot of our young kids and other adults. So kudos to the narcotics divisions.
Yeah, they are the true, if you will, heroes for this, because they are the most talented group of narcotics officers I've seen in the 25 years that I've been prosecuting narcotics cases. We're not allowed to get them up here to take any of that credit because we don't want their faces on camera, because we want them to continue to do the work that they do. But they are the absolute best of the best. This is a monument to their work behind you with all these faces. They know what they're doing, and they're fantastic at it. We go over our crime statistics all the time, and every year that we have one of these raids, I mean, 75%, 80% of all the felonies that are pending in Johnson County are either drug-related, of someone trying to get drugs, or get or sell drugs, or doing something to go out and get them, like steal to sell to be able to buy drugs. What we'll notice over the next couple of months probably is that with these folks in jail or on the run, that our crime rate will go down dramatically over the next couple of months, because the poison won't be out in the streets. The people that are on the drugs won't be able to get it from the drug dealers. The drug dealers are in jail where they won't be able to sell and do and bring to our county the violence that comes with drug dealing. So it's a testament to those narcotics officers. If you think about the aggressive approach we've taken in Johnson County on these drugs, especially over the last 4 or 5 years, we've not had a drug-related homicide in the last 4 years, and we've not had a meth lab in Johnson County in over, I think, 5 or 6 years. And that is because of the work these officers are doing, the arrests they're making, and we're putting these bad people in jail where they can't deal their drugs, and the kids in this community cannot get the drugs that they would otherwise be selling.
Questions?
Ms. Smithers? Yes, sir.
Okay, so let's talk about the people who are not in custody. What's the message to them, and how many are we talking about?
Well, we have 120, and we have 61 in counting, so that leaves us 59 that we're still out after, and we're looking for them. Last time we did this, again, we arrested 63 people. We had 40 of them to start with. Once this gets out, it gets on. I mean, once we start hitting the houses, Facebook lights up with everybody telling everybody else, hey, there's cops out here, hey, there's sheriff over here, hey, there's 15 police cars on my street, what's going on? And the word gets around. And what will happen is we will have people turn themselves in, which would be preferable. And then we'll have other folks that will be on the run, and there's still a couple of that 63 last time that we've not heard from. And you know what? That's not a bad thing. If they're off out of Johnson County somewhere else and they stay away, that's just as good as putting them in jail to me, because my concerns begin and end at the county line. So it's about making Johnson County safe. The cities in Johnson County, Franklin, Greenwood, Bargersville, the citizens of Johnson County, we want them to safe. That's our job, is to protect the public. So if they're on the run somewhere else, more power to them. We'll eventually catch up to them. Turn themselves in, that'd be great. We're going to continue to look for them as long as it takes to get them all, or to get them out of Johnson County.
Were all these suspects, you mentioned several different agencies, so some of these suspects live
Yes.
Are
Mhm.
warrants being served there, or are they all being served for Johnson County cases in Johnson County?
They've been serving mainly in Johnson County. However, we've had Marion County Sheriff's Department has executed several warrants up in Marion County. I know we had Morgan County Sheriff was here for some people. I mean, we have crossovers in Morgan, Brown, Bartholomew, and Shelby just because they share a border with us. But mainly we have a border with Marion County, and that's where the most amount of the out-of-county drug dealers were being arrested today.
Are they for Johnson County cases?
They're for Johnson County cases, yes. It means that they had to come from Marion County, cross the county line, and deal the drugs in Johnson County. Or some part of the transaction had to take place in Johnson County. So we will go get them and put them in our jail.
So they're customers, they can't get drugs. What are you doing as far as services for addicts who may need help now that you've locked up their drug dealers?
Well, prosecutor's office really isn't a service provider for the addicted. The way that we handle our drug cases in this county is that we take the low-level users, the pot smokers, the pill people, those that we catch for possession and those sorts of things, and we generally send them to a recovery court. And then the recovery court will ship them off to treatment. You know, our recovery court actually will take people that are not charged with a crime. If they want to turn themselves into our recovery court up in Greenwood City Recovery Court, they will take them and attempt to help them and attempt to treat them. But that's going to be a rare occasion, because rarely does someone just walk in and say, hey, I got a drug problem, can you help me? That very rarely happens. I hear all the time people say that we're not going to solve this problem by arrest, and that's crap, because that's the only way we're going to solve this problem. We need to get the drug dealers and the poison off the streets, and generally we wind up arresting. I mean, I think we did 1,500 possession, just low-level possession cases, and we sent them all up to the Greenwood City Recovery Court to try to treat them. And those people would never been in recovery, possibly would have been dead if they had not been arrested by law enforcement. So that gets our clutches on them. Once we can do that, then we can try to treat the low-level users. Drug dealers, though, we don't have a tolerance for them. We don't treat them. We put them in prison.
Are any of the 120 people on the wall behind us, were they involved in the previous one where you had the 63 people that were?
Yeah, there's a couple. In fact, there's one guy that's been in this one, the last one, and the one before that.
Who's that?
Oh, what's his name? Is it Schaefer? Schaefer.
So how many years is that you've been looking for Schaefer? 4 years or?
Oh, no, he got arrested last time, too, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So-
I understand.
I think he got arrested and went to prison, came back out, and dealt some more drugs.
Brad, these are mid-level, street-level drug dealers, and there's value in trying to pursue those kinds of drug dealers. What if someone would say, well, you're not getting the leaders of big operations? Why is this valuable or the most valuable way to do it?
Okay, well, there's some of a level 2 is pretty much the highest charge that you can charge somebody with, and level 3s and level 2s are the upper end for at least how high our criminal code will punish somebody. So that's what the law considers the bigger end of them. There are several level 3s up here. We have 10 level 2s, 35 level 3s. So we are getting, at least in Johnson County terms, we're getting the bigger dealers in Johnson County. We're fortunate here because I think of our aggressive approach here that the big drug dealers don't come to Johnson County. They don't want to come here because they know what's going to happen to them. So what will they do? Sometimes they'll send their mules down to get their stuff. But yeah, the bigger drug dealers are, I mean, we know where all the meth and all the heroin comes from. It comes up from Mexico. Generally makes a stop in Indianapolis and matriculates its way down to Johnson County. Now, we have done in the past, and they will not be on this wall because it didn't happen in Johnson County, but you have used several arrests of Marion County mules to arrest larger targets in Marion County. But when they're arrested in Marion County, those folks have to be, they have to be prosecuted in Marion County or federally.
Michelle, keep in mind, one thing I would say as the chief of police here in Franklin, a lot of our crime is tied to whether it be low-level or high-level drug users, dealers. So for us, and I know for the mayor, that these are very important arrests. It will cut down on some of our crimes, our burglaries, all of our local stuff. I would say the majority of it is fueled by drug usage, drug dealing, and so for us, it's huge.
And you'd be surprised, on how many residents do call the mayor's office, send emails, and I forward them on to the chief, and the chief forwards that on to the narcotics officers. So the residents, as the sheriff just stated, they're real happy with this goes on. I was getting calls this morning. I was out riding with the chief and witnessing some of this, and it was amazing how I was getting some phone calls from some of those people that were that had been calling our office.
How long have you been investigating some of the folks in this wall, and what kind of techniques were used to identify them as drug dealers?
A lot of times they get caught doing something low level, like possession of a syringe or something like that, or possession of methamphetamine, not a large amount, but just possession of it, or possession of heroin. And we typically will try to figure out from that arrest who their suppliers are. It's just a matter of trying to follow that trail to where it is. Some of these arrests, we've been after some of these people for years, and some of them are you get them the first time you ever hear about them. So there's really no set rule on that. Some of those can be anywhere from a couple days of an investigation to I've been after him for several years. So. Okay. All right, thank you guys.